Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. Hello, peoples. Welcome to Sharp End. Recently, I did a video in which I ranked all of my short fixed blade knives, in pocket carry type things. I went through all of them in my search. That link is right there. It was a very popular video, and I am now going to do the same thing for my medium fixed blades. What is a medium? What is a small? And what is a large? A small is anything less than 3.5 inches, usually closer to 3.25 and below. And then medium for me is 3.5 to 4 inches. And then above that, above 4 inches is what I consider large. There is some little bit of overlap here and there, depending on how big or small a knife feels in the hand and what its ergos are like. I have had to make some discretionary choices in that regard. So these are the knives that I've picked out for my favorite medium blades. You will notice one clear exception on here. If you are looking really hard, you'll know that I love LT Wright knives. I've got several large LT Wright knives, and I have a lot of small LT Wright knives, but I have no medium LT Wright knives, something like I'm guessing the Patriot is. I don't know what that is about LT Wright. It's probably just my collection of LT Wright so far. I've only gotten into them in the last 18 months or so maybe I just haven't been able to pick up something like that. But regardless, I just don't have any medium-sized LT Wright knives. Most of these are actually Bark River, with a few other exceptions. Seems like Bark River is the go-to medium fixed blade knife world thing. Now, I don't have Seven Forge, I don't have White River, I don't have several other ones that I do have representation of in the small fixed blade, and I am aware of that. So what I would like you to do is please comment down below, what are the best medium blades that any American made or other make. And then again, that's 3.5 to 4 range. All right. So we're going to go through this, and I'm going to talk about each one of them briefly. There are full reviews of all of these on my website or on my YouTube channel. And then I'm going to try to rank them. So cool. First, I would like to thank all of my Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. And if you guys could like, subscribe, and leave a comment, really, really helps the channel. Thanks so much. All right, let's get into this. First off, I think I'm just going to go with the two cheapest ones here. I have the Hultafors. This guy, I believe, is around $14 on Amazon. Very nice handle shape, easy to use. Honestly, this is a beater. I keep it next to my fireplace, and I use it all the time for making fires during the winter. This one feels more of a bushcraft carpentry type knife than the Mora. This small little Mora Pro, was this the Pro? I think costs about $16. They're both excellent knives. I use them all the time for making fires. You can see how dirty they are, and everyone should have one of these kicking around in their collection, or in their boot of their car, or their truck, or whatever. There'll be links down below. Can't highly recommend either of these knives enough for the price. They're beaters. They're practically disposable, and yet they will last you the rest of your lives. Incredible value here. Don't knock a good Scandi grind made in Europe with high carbon steel. It'll last you forever and stay sharp, surprisingly forever. And when you have to go to sharpen it, just a little touch on the stones, and this thing will be sharp. Or just strop it up here and there, and you'll be fine. I've never had to do that. I've actually had this Mora for 5-6 years now. This thing is still going and will still cut paper. Pretty impressive, because blade geometry and the steel combined make these knives super impressive. All right, next we're going to go over here to the Hunter. This is the classic Hunter from Bark River. This is a Magna Cup. It's a classic drop point. Very nice little shape there where it drops down here. Convex grind, obviously, with some small flats up here. Very good ergos. I'm not a big fan of this what do you call this? The shielded, or the I don't really like these. However, this particular guy works really well, feels well. I like the walnut on it. It's not going to be high on my list, but the ergos of the of this, and there's no reason why this isn't high on my list. Really, this is a fine knife. It's just nowhere near my favorite. In fact, I usually keep it in my kitchen. Maybe I should use it more as a beater and start using it more. I mean, that's always my goal, right? Next, something that is very high on my list is this taupe water moccasin. Absolutely phenomenal. This is the first run of these. Now, this one almost feels like a small knife. And it's got this point coming up here, which to me means it's more of a Tonto blade, right? And it looks super small compared to everything else I have, but it is exactly 3.5 inches long of blade length. Very swooping, lots of belly, very nice to use in prep in the kitchen and other places, made out of MagnaCut. This is Osage orange on the scales with mosaic pins. I got this made custom from DLT. I absolutely love this knife. Use it all the time, but in the kitchen. I don't really take it out into the woods. Another knife that I use in the kitchen a lot is the Bird and Trout knife from DLT. Absolutely phenomenal. This guy is a banger. Again, I use this all the time for prepping meat. Very, very nice knife. Tip is actually broken off right now. I haven't taken the time to resharpen and shape the blade, but regardless, this is still an excellent knife. All right. So now we're going to start to get into some more of the meat and potato of these guys. First is the Taskmaster. Jason from DLT designed this knife. I want to use this more, and I just haven't used it a lot. First production run. This is MagnaCut. Great utilitarian blade shape. I need to find a way to use this more. I like how it drops down here. It's got this nice fuller here swedge, which gives it a nice shape. And the spine is actually feels sharper than most Bark Rivers do. Most Bark Rivers are they're crowned over just a little bit more. This one actually feels sharper than your standard one, which is cool. This is a great all-around knife. Again, I wish I used it more. I just haven't used it more. And then next, this is the Ultralight Field knife, DLT. No, I'm sorry. This is Bark Rivers, again, made in one of the best, probably the best fixed blade knife steel you can get. Okay, that's a controversial statement coming up, people, and that is 3V. I think 3V might be the best. I love the shape here. It's got a harpoon, almost feels like a clip point because it starts at the top of the spine and comes over here, but I don't know what you would call it, a harpoon. I guess you'd call it a harpoon, right? Some kind of cross between a clip point and a drop point. Yeah, it's just really nice in the hand. It looks awesome. And something about the blade geometry of this knife makes it really nice to use. Can't say enough about this knife. It's a lot of fun. Another knife that's a lot of fun to use is this guy right here. So this is Bark River, and this is the Kitsune, and it's guarded up here as well. Again, I usually don't like guards, but this one, the styling on it and everything, just awesome. And it's a Tonto. Blade shape goes up above where the spine is. This I didn't think was going to be a practical piece. I thought this was going to be more of a show piece, but honestly, use it all the time. I love carrying this thing, and you can see it's nice and thick behind the edge. Do you see how thick that is? Making it a knife that actually is very practical for wood preparation and just using in general. Again, a convex grind, super, super sharp. And I like the sheath for once that Bark River actually sent with this. Once it got fitted and it's dry sealed and everything, it actually works really well. You can see that I wear it on my belt all the time. I like this knife. It's fun to use. It's fun to pull out. It feels good in the hand, nice and chunky, and it's got some weight to it. And sometimes you actually want some weight to your knives, and this is definitely one of the cases for that. Next, we're going to talk about the Overland from TJ Schwartz. This is a banger. I mean, it's obviously made as a camp kitchen utility knife, but this thing is so much more. Great jimping on here. He now has made the sport edition of this. I really want to get it. I just haven't been able to pull the trigger finally. I've done a long-term review of this. I've had this for a very long time. One of the very first knives I've had in MagnaCut. It's easy to sharpen, stay sharp forever. I use this in my camp kitchen all the time. This is a knife I go to for a lot of different things, but you know, and then of course it comes with its Kydex sheath, which I put an Ulti clip on a 2.2. Works so well. And this Kydex, I mean, just snaps in there. Check this guy out. He has some orders on it. It takes a while to get one, a couple of months, I believe, but sometimes he has drops as well of other knives. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And then What we're going to talk about next is one I just reviewed, and this is the Bushcrafter. This knife is a phenomenal carpentry knife. One of the best knives I own by far and away. Locks in. It's got a thicker handle than you're used to from Bark River, and it feels like almost like a hammer grip. With this shorter blade, it definitely falls in the middle ground, but this is a convex Scandi grind, so it's Scandi, but the Scandi part is convex as well. Combining, in my estimation, the best of both worlds. This is MagnaCut. Would I prefer it be in 3V? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I think I would prefer it to be in 3V, honestly, because the way that I use this is in the shop doing carpentry. That's the way that I use it predominantly. I use it for a lot of whittling. Super good for that, as stage sharp. Just, because of the geometry of this and the combination of the steel, it's just stage sharp forever. And I really like the aesthetics of this too. Not a full tang. This is really a whittling and carving knife. Absolutely love it. All right, so it's time to rank these. So we'll start from least to most. So least, the Hunter Classic. It's a great knife. I just don't use it that much. That doesn't mean that this isn't the perfect knife for you, or that I don't appreciate it a lot. I do appreciate it a lot. Next, now it gets hard. Now I'm going to say the next two knives are the Mora and the Holtefur. We're just going to put them in there, okay? These, again, are good knives. I think everyone should own one, but I'm going to rank them right in here. And then after that, I'll have to go with the Bird and Trout. It's great knife for the kitchen, and I use it all the time. But as far as like a general purpose utility knife, I'm going to put it right there. And then after that, I will have to put this guy. I've said this 100 times, but I really need to be carrying this in the field more often. Right now, it lives in the kitchen, and it's just not a kitchen knife. And I really need to put it through its paces while I'm camping. And then I'm going to put the Taupe. Taupe is a phenomenal knife. Like I said, I think everyone should own one of these. It's like the best kitchen knife in the whole world. I don't carry it with me out in the world as far as, using it for bushcraft or other stuff, but I really appreciate this knife. And then next, I'm going to have to go with the Kitsune, surprisingly to me at least, because it looks impractical, but it's actually phenomenally practical. Feels really good, thick behind the edge. It hits way above its weight class, as it were. And then next, we're down to these two guys with the Overland and the Bushcraft, or the Forest. Sorry, I misnamed this before. This is the Forest. So the Forest and the Overland. I'm going to have to say the Overland here because it's really more of a kitchen knife than a full around utility knife. And then this guy is always in my pocket. I mean, I'm using this consistently for wood crafting stuff and stuff like that. So I'd say that this is number one right now. So, yeah, that's how we're ranking them, guys. Send your hate mail to me down below. Love the comments. Let me know what I'm missing. That would be awesome. And then I will try to get them and review them. If there's anything I'm missing or I messed up, please let me know as well. As always, thank you to my Patreon supporters. Like, subscribe. Click the link down below. For $3 a month, you too could win a knife of the month. All you have to do is click the Patreon link, and for $3 a month, you'll be entered to win a knife every single month. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you guys next time on Sharp Ends. Bye-bye now.